What's up, guys? Welcome back. Patreon request from Sean. Anything Toji related. Okay, so let's draw this one. Cool character, Toji. Portrait of him looking mad and serious. So landscape page, use a pencil, use an eraser. Hit pause if I go too fast. I'm going to start with his eyes. Bring back Toji. So let's start with the eyes. Center point here. Come up over to the right. Very slick, slender eyes. Diagonal. And then it will curve around. Kind of go real pointy at the end. Like eyelash. Okay. Kind of like thicker at the front. So we'll go, yeah, real thin at the back and then sort of a bit darker here at the front. So it goes kind of like that. And then very thin, very close. Bottom eyelid, very close to the top eyelid. Okay. Like real like evil anime character eyes, even though he's not evil. Some lines around here. Okay, like his iris is tiny. And then a little bit of a pupil there, like you can barely see it. It's very small. His eyebrow, frowning heavy, right? So tick or check mark. Going up. That way. And then you want to make it like thicker at the front. There. And it gets gradually thinner as it goes back and up. It disappears under his hair. Boom, boom. And then like there's a frowning sort of line that travels like up that way. Then we got like eyelid line here. Like some wrinkles on the nose. Yep. Right, so the other eye is the same. Let's go diagonal. You're about eye width over. So the width of his eye fits in between these 2 points. So you can fit an eye in there. And then this again curves and goes sort of sharp at the end. Right? And sort of thicker at the front. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. And then bottom eyelid, again, very thin, very close to the top. And then a very thin iris. Laser focused. Oh, you can barely even see his pupils. His eyes are so dark, but we put it in there anyway. And then we got like some more sort of eyelid lines around there. And we gotta give him a big frowning eyebrow again. So sort of like here. And then it gets gradually thicker. At the front, it's like just you want to give it a little space that you can color it gray a little bit, you know. and then a frown line going back that way. And eyelid. Taking my time with these eyes because they're kind of unique to Toji, so I want to get them right. Okay, nose. Starting to go down that way. So what they do is they do just like the top bridge, and then they go down a bit, and then they do a diagonal line that way, pretty straight. And then beside that there's a nostril line. Like that. And then a real grumpy flat mouth, right? So it kind of like starts under his scars there, say like here. And then that way. And then we're going to join these together. So we're going to go across. Down. It's kind of like down turned on this side more than the other. And then we get a bottom lip line. There. There. Scar. And chin. Very square. Angled chin. Proportions. Top eyelid line to the nostril will be about the same as nostril to the chin. So this is your halfway point between here and here. So boom, boom, roughly, okay? There's a bit of wiggle room. It doesn't have to be to the millimeter, you know, but roughly there to there. And then nostril to the bottom lip is about the same as bottom lip to the chin. It could be like the middle of the bottom lip, but sometimes it's this line as well. Depends on head tilt. I think it's the line in this case. Okay. Jaw. Goes that way. Kind of like underneath, right the edge of his eye there. And across from his top lip. Sometimes the jaw lines up with the mouth, but in this case it's like just above his mouth there. And then we'll go this way. Change your direction. So you're changing the angle of your line. So like that line angle is going like that way, but you want to like get to there and then turn up. And we go again. This turning up. This one doesn't go as high because his hair. So I'll stop it there. Fringe lines now. So he's got some spiky hair here. He's very sort of thin hair spikes, and it will come down across his eye in some cases. You just keep adding them the whole way across. No sort of trick to it, you just add these spikes. I think one just sort of hanging down here. Starts to go over his ear. So like, yeah, so his ears come out sort of in line with the eyebrow there. So say top of it sort of hooks over this way, down to there. Same on this side. And then ear lines inside. Easiest way, letter J. Now his hair is just sort of round, so he's got like a bump, like a bit of a part in the hair, like up there. And generally speaking, eyes are halfway down the head. So say like eye to chin. That would bring you to like the top of his skull. So like, you know, before hair. So say like that and that would bring you to where his, like the bone of his head is. And your hair grows out from that. So there's skin, bit of muscle, and then hair growing out. So there, there, and then just like a little bit above that space is where you do this little bump. Because, you know, anatomy. And then comes down like so. And then we'll go this way. And that's generally the shape for the top of his head. And we just add a couple of spikes here just to tie it in to the rest of the hairstyle. Like so. Bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum. So there's some more hair spikes hanging down behind his neck. So we'll just get like his neck, and he's a very, very strong looking neck, right? So comes down from the ear. So a character whose neck comes from his ear, you know you're in trouble if you have to fight him. It's like a rule in anime. And then the hair spike going down behind his neck then. And we'll give him like neck muscles. Adam's apple and stuff. And we got to do his little mate, his little friend. Get the top of his t-shirt in first. So I'm going to add the little dude that sits on his shoulder, the cursed creature, little dude. The easiest side is probably this side first, so we'll start with that. Like this little wrinkly, bumpy side. Okay, so he's like a centipede, so he's got like a couple of like little sections of the body. It goes in behind Toji's neck. What did I do? Yeah, here, there, and then that way. So there's all these little wrinkles on him. And then I think that's a foot. Like a little bump there. I think it's a foot. Could be wrong though. So his neck becomes his head. There's like some bumps here down to like his feet. Before I do the features of the face, we'll just sort of get like the general shape of him. And like so, what's this, like his chin? There's another little wrinkly foot. And then that becomes like his face, right? So Okay. So let's try. So that's like his cheek, right? So I guess it's easiest to start with his eye here. Eyes kind of semi-closed. And then this is like a round eyelid area. A little ball just under the skin. And there's some eyelid lines and stuff here. Creepy. And then he's got like nostrils. And a little round kind of pig nose. And his other eye. Semi-closed again. Then the round sort of section of it. Then it's like cheek is there. So his mouth is kind of like he's smiling, like ooh. Got teeth in there. Then he's got like a bottom lip and a top lip. So like that sort of textures on all this. He's got a cheek in there. Right, and then sort of top of his head kind of comes around. It's kind of like part of his body, you know. And he's got sort of all hairs and stuff on this. So he's got like he should just bite the bullet and shave all that stuff, you know. Own it. Don't leave these things, just shave them off, you know. No shame in this. Right, and then his shoulder comes down that way. And then the other shoulder goes down that way. And then we got collarbone for Toji in there. Maybe, should there be another neck muscle? No, that's the little guy. His other collarbone goes that way. And we can just see like chest muscle kind of folds under his t-shirt, you know. Kind of there across the top of his chest. Do. Do. Okay. Coolest character ever. Right up there with Gojo, in my opinion. Hope it's helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.